A child's prayer is usually a quiet thing, but for the most powerful emperor in the universe, it was a death sentence. This ruler had secured protection from every known weapon and deity, yet his reign ended because of the one thing he couldn't dominate. The roots of this collapse trace back to the gates of Vaikuntha, the celestial home of Lord Vishnu. Two guardians, Jaya and Vijaya, stood watch with a loyalty that eventually turned into a fatal rigidity. When four ancient sages arrived seeking an audience, the guards blocked their path, prioritizing their own protocol over the sages' status. The resulting curse cast the guardians out of the divine realm, sentencing them to be born on Earth as Asuras, powerful beings who would test the limits of cosmic order. This single moment of gatekeeping started a sequence of births and battles. The guardians became brothers, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, whose combined strength would soon overwhelm both the physical and divine worlds. The first brother, Hiranyaksha, targeted the planet itself, dragging the Earth into the depths of the cosmic ocean and plunging creation into darkness. To restore the planet, Vishnu took the form of Varaha, the divine boar. He dove into the abyss, killed the tyrant, and lifted the Earth back to its proper place upon his tusks. Hiranyakshipu responded to his brother's death by seeking a different kind of strength, legal invincibility. He performed years of austerities to secure a boon from the creator god, Brahma. He asked to be protected from death in almost every scenario, neither indoors nor outdoors, neither at day nor at night, and by neither man nor beast. With these protections in place, he declared himself the supreme god. He outlawed the name of Vishnu and commanded the three worlds to worship only him, using the boon as a shield to enforce his divinity. The universe was effectively held hostage by the creator's own laws. Because the boon was absolute, the bads were left without a way to intervene, creating a world where brute force was protected by divine decree. While the king focused on external conquest, an internal threat was growing. Before his son was even born, the sage Narada taught the boy's mother about the nature of Vishnu, and the unborn child listened. When the child, Prahlada, was born, the king expected a successor who would uphold his laws. He sent the boy to be educated in politics and war, ensuring the prince would become a mirror of his own power. Prahlada rejected the entire curriculum. Every time his teachers demanded he praise the king, he spoke the name of Vishnu instead, showing a total indifference to his father's commands. Hiranyakashipu found himself unable to control his own son. He could conquer the heavens, but he couldn't stop the ideological rebellion happening inside his own palace. The king tried persuasion first, ordering his teachers to use logic and political pressure to correct the boy's behavior. When words failed, he turned to punishment, attempting to use fear to break the boy's focus. Finally, he ordered executions. Poison, wild elephants, and weapons were all used against the child, but Prahlada remained unharmed, seemingly insulated from the violence around him. This chart compares their reactions to the conflict. The king's line spikes into chaos as his frustration grows, while Prahlada's baseline remains perfectly steady. The more force the king applied, the less impact it seemed to have. The king eventually brought his son before the royal court for a final confrontation, determined to prove that his power was the only reality. He pointed to a nearby stone pillar and demanded to know if Vishnu was inside it. When Prahlada said yes, the king struck the stone. This was the collision between a ruler who believed his word was law and a child who believed the law belonged to something much larger. The blow from the king's weapon shattered the pillar, and the roar that followed signaled the end of his era. Out of the dust came Narasimha. He was the man-lion, a being specifically designed to exist within the gaps of the king's protection. To bypass the absolute boon, Vishnu appeared at twilight, between day and night, on the threshold between indoors and outdoors. He placed the king on his lap, neither earth nor sky, and used claws, neither weapons nor tools. Every condition met a precise logical counter. The king had built a system based on physical variables he thought he could control. He lost because he didn't realize that those same variables could be used to create a doorway for his own destruction. Even after the tyrant was gone, Narasimha's fury continued to shake the court. The gods watched from a distance, too afraid to approach the avatar. Prahlada was the only one who didn't pull back. He walked toward the terrifying entity and bowed with the same calm he had shown his father. The avatar's rage instantly vanished. The force that dismantled an empire became peaceful, offering a blessing to the child who never doubted it was there. Hiranyakashipu's fall shows that no amount of technical invincibility can protect a ruler from the one variable he refuses to acknowledge. He accounted for every weapon and every law, but he couldn't account for a child who simply refused to see him as the center of the universe.